Right now on Apple Valley News Now, live at 5.
Developing tonight, a Kennewick man is accused of hurting an 8-week-old baby. The latest in the investigation coming up.
Plus, the Kittitas County Sheriff's Office provides an update on the search for Travis Decker, the father accused of murdering his 3 young daughters.
And later.
Last year we had 4,300 people attend. We're having an even bigger Aviation Day this year.
We are previewing the Yakima Aviation Fair set for this weekend. What's new? We'll tell you.
And let's go outside. A live picture from our Skycam network. This is in Pasco. Get ready for extreme heat. Hayden Nix is in for Stacy, and he will have your full weekend first alert weather forecast as the news starts now.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 5 on your side.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm Austin Reed.
And I'm Wendy Redmond. It is June the 6th.
First at 5 o'clock tonight, a Kennewick man has been arrested on suspicion of abusing a child. Devin Cooper, who's 28, is accused of assault of a child. Authorities say they suspected Cooper was hurting his 8-week-old child after they were brought to the hospital for a bone fracture. According to investigators, they believed the broken bone was not due to an accident and that health officials found more bone fractures after examining the child. Child Protective Services stepped in and took custody of the baby and another child. The 8-week-old is currently in stable condition at a Spokane hospital. Cooper had his first appearance in court today. Stay with us for updates in this case. Well, the Kennewick Police Department says they now have a suspect in custody after a teen was shot yesterday. They tell us 18-year-old Mateo Rodriguez was staying at a home near West 5th Avenue and South Quincy Street, but he took off when officers arrived. So they deployed Canine Ivan, who apparently found Rodriguez hiding in a nearby yard. This comes after officials say a teen was taken to the hospital after being shot in the leg. It happened around 3 p.m. yesterday in an alley at 4th and Tacoma. The teen reportedly walked into the city market store on Rainier Street to ask for help. Again, tonight we know a suspect is in custody. Another crime alert. A major human trafficking investigation has uncovered a suspected network of illegal massage parlors, including one located in Kennewick. KPD played a crucial role in a multi-agency operation yesterday, serving a search warrant at the Asian Wellness Spa on West Kennewick Avenue. At the same time, a second warrant was executed at Healthland Massage in Othello. Investigators believe both spas are connected and owned by 64-year-old Liping Su, who now faces multiple charges related to promoting and permitting prostitution.
KPD's involvement began in February when they partnered with Othello Police to confirm illicit activity at the Kennewick location. Authorities say they've seized thousands of dollars worth of illegal proceeds and a vehicle. Authorities report 3 victims were recovered during this week's operation. Additional charges may be filed. The Yakima Police Department responded to a fight that ended with a person shot. This happened yesterday morning shortly after 9:30 in an alley in the 700 block of South 3rd Avenue. Officers found a 34-year-old man apparently shot in the chest. The investigation led to a 30-year-old man who police believe had drove off before they got there. Just after 7 o'clock last night, YPD found the suspect and took him into custody. He was booked at the Yakima County Jail on assault charges. YPD says the victim is now in stable condition. Shortly before 5 a.m., the Sunnyside Police Department responded to a 3-vehicle collision. This was at the intersection of Yakima Valley Highway and Juanita Road. SPD says officers arrived to a scene with injuries. 24-year-old resident of Grandview was pronounced dead at the Sunnyside Hospital. SPD believes the driver responsible for the collision is a 25-year-old person from Pasco. They executed a search warrant for evidentiary blood at the Sunnyside Hospital due to a suspected DUI.
Over to Pasco now, and new at 5, the police department there is asking the public for help to identify a person of interest. This comes after a shooting happened back on May 25th at about 2:15 a.m. outside of El Rancho de Las Vegas, located on 4th Avenue. Anyone with information should contact Pasco PD. Get ready for extreme heat.
Yes, and this could be pretty dangerous heat, so we want to get you ready for it. First Alert meteorologist Hayden Nix is in for Stacy tonight. Hayden?
Hey everybody. Well, let's start off with this. We'll say the temperatures are somewhat comfortable compared to where they will be this weekend, and we'll get to those numbers in just a moment, but let's take a look at what's happening out there as we have our new game coming up for tonight. Currently 92 degrees. If you have no plans tonight, I recommend heading out and watching the Dust Devils play the Vancouver Canadians. First pitch is at 6:30 with low 90s. With the lower humidity in the atmosphere, it does feel a little dry out there, so that 92 will be slightly more comfortable than where we will be going into this weekend. And just before sunset, we'll be at 87 degrees with a light wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Expanding the view outside of the Tri-Cities, we've got readings in the upper 80s to lower 90s, which is cruising around 10 to 12 degrees above normal for this time of the year. But as I mentioned, that's just a drop in the bucket compared to where we're headed to for Saturday and Sunday. Look at that. Triple-digit readings will be possible and more of a norm, especially in the valley areas. That's why we do have a heat advisory, that's going to go into effect starting on Sunday at 11 a.m., lasting through 9 p.m. on Tuesday, mainly for all locations along I-82 and I-84 from Pendleton back towards Portland, Hermiston up towards Tri-Cities, Hanford, Prosser, just to name a few locations. So just be aware, we are going to see some hot weather above seasonal average temperatures over the next several days, and we're going to take a look at those numbers in depth coming up.
All right, Hayden, thank you for that. Turning to continuing coverage, the Kittitas County Sheriff's Office is speaking out this evening on the hunt for Travis Decker, the father accused of killing his 3 daughters in Wenatchee earlier this week.
The U.S. Forest Service closed a large area of wilderness in the Icicle Creek area of Chelan County, where Decker is believed to have murdered the young girls.
Deputies are now conducting 24-hour patrols in areas accessible through the rough mountain terrain between Icicle Creek and Kittitas County, but the Sheriff's Office does tell us no public lands in Kittitas County have been closed at this time.
Deputies also say there is no specific evidence that Decker is in our region or has plans to come here, but residents and visitors are urged to be alert and exercise caution. This comes as court documents obtained today show Decker Google searched online how to move to Canada just days before the murders. If you see him, call 911 immediately.
New tonight, if your lawn or crops are looking a little dry today, you're definitely not alone. A major water main break in the Sunnyside Valley Irrigation District system is causing problems across Grandview. The district says a rolled gasket on a pipe is to blame for the break. Crews tried to isolate the leak but couldn't, so they had to shut off water completely to that line, impacting about 3,400 acres of land.
We're trying to limit the impact to our growers and homeowners in Grandview and surrounding areas. We have crews working on it actively currently to dewater the pipe. Once the pipe is dewatered, we'll have repair crews out over the weekend to repair the system.
Fellman says this doesn't affect drinking water, just irrigation, since there's no municipal water tied to the system. As of now, there is no timeline for when water service will be restored.
All right. Everybody listen up. If you love airplanes, this is for you. You might want to head out to the Yakima Aviation Fair tomorrow because this will be your chance to see some amazing aircraft.
It really will. Among all of the cool airplanes, there will also be helicopters and drones. Plus, the Yakima Air Terminal is introducing their brand new Kid Zone. Among some of the old school planes this year, the EA-18G from VAQ-130 Squadron will be on hand. Plus, MC-30 130J from the 414th Special Operations Squadron. Last but not least, the KC-135 demo team from Fairchild will be flying high. Yakima's airport director says this year is bigger than last.
More aircraft, more booths with participants. We're trying to get our way back to an air show. An air show is very expensive. The insurance, some of the performers are paid performers, and so we're just not quite there yet, but we're working in that direction.
There will also be a pancake breakfast on the south side of the airport from 8 till 11 a.m. The entire event is free to anyone.
If you are looking for some fresh produce, good eats, and a reason to get outside, the Richland Farmers Market is back in full swing. The market stretches through the Parkway in Richland, filled with vibrant colors, tempting smells, and the sounds of live music. From ground cherries to Anaheim peppers, local meats, baked goods, and even wine and spirits, there's a little something for everyone out there. The weekly event has become a Tri-Cities favorite, bringing the community together and supporting small businesses.
I think it's really great to be able to have the local vendors who may not have a storefront be able to have a little bit of a temporary storefront for the day. And it seems like I've talked to some people who have been customers of the Richland Farmers Market for over 18 years. So I think it's a real staple for the community, not only for the vendors, but for the people who shop here.
The Richland Farmers Market runs every Friday through October from 9 until noon. So whether you're out there for the veggies or the vibes,
weather wasn't an issue.
You've got plenty of time to join in. If you're looking for something fun to do this weekend, the town of Colotis has you covered. Colotis Days are back tomorrow, and it has a little something for everyone here as well. There's a fun run, a parade, a softball tournament, and plenty for the kids to do, including a bounce house and water slide. The big draw, though, Austin, is the mechanical bull. Yeah, locals call it the Battle of the Bull, and the winner walks away with, get this, a huge golden belt buckle. So it's quite the thing. There will also be more than 20 vendors and food, crafts, and other goodies.
Basically, that's what Colotis Days is about, just a gathering to get everybody back together before harvest.
All right, so the event is a tradition the town looks forward to every year, and locals are expecting a big turnout.
Apple Valley News Now, live at 5, is just getting started. Coming up, a Union Gap police sergeant says
they're
goodbye.
So capable, they're so fun and bright.
And also ahead, a family opens a resale store to create a safe and empowering space.
And we will check back in with Hayden Nix in for Stacy with your full weekend First Alert forecast. Get ready for that extreme heat.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Get employee pricing plus 1.9% and $2,500 bonus cash on a 2024 Ford F-150 STX. Only at your local Ford dealer.
She's the first lady of rock and soul, Patti LaBelle, live. Friday, June 20th, Legends Casino Hotel. Patti LaBelle, 8065 Tour. Celebrating 80 years and 65 years in the biz. Friday, June 20th, Legends Casino Hotel. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com and Legends Gift Shop. Patti LaBelle, 8065 Tour.
Kittitas Valley Healthcare is your trusted home for health, offering expert orthopedic care for your family. With over 55 years of combined experience, our team uses state-of-the-art equipment to improve surgical outcomes and provide compassionate, patient-centered care. We're committed to making your experience comfortable and efficient, so you can stay active and healthy. Learn more and schedule a consultation through our website at kvhealthcare.org. Your home for health.
I have 2 options for you to take a look at.
When it's time for an update or complete remodel,
Just watch yourself there. So here, guys, we're going to rip everything down to the stud.
Rebath is with you every step of the way, from design and products to removal and installation.
Okay, what do you guys think?
We handle the entire process to create a beautiful and functional bathroom for whatever your life needs. Rebath, with you every step of the way. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,000 off your complete bathroom remodel.
The Good Feet store just really helped me out. I mean, they gave me the right arch support for my feet, not somebody else's feet. Then it was like, okay, this is something special.
See for yourself with the free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Spring is calling. Are you ready? At Queensgate Gardens in Richland, adventure starts in your own backyard. From lush hanging baskets to vibrant landscape flowers and garden starts, we've got everything to make your space bloom. Let's grow something amazing. Queensgate Gardens in Richland, where adventure grows.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Weekdays at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back, everybody. Time for Local Living. In 2024, one local family welcomed a beautiful baby girl named Riva into the world, and along with her came a little extra something special, a bonus chromosome.
That's right. So Riva was born with Down syndrome, and her parents say she's already inspired big dreams. After reflecting on their journey and the amazing people with Down syndrome they've known, the family is now opening Riva's Resale. It's a store that focuses on creating a safe, empowering space where people like Riva can one day learn job skills and shine in the workplace.
There's this misconception that they're not able to do a lot, or they don't understand things, or they're not able to, perform tasks and do those types of things, and that they can't do things independently, and that's wrong. That's not what they're about. They're so capable, they're so fun and bright.
The hope is to build awareness, provide real opportunities, and help more people see the beauty and potential in extra chromosomes. Riva's Resale is located on Clearwater in Kennewick next to the Old Golf Universe building and is open Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 6.
After 13 years in the position, the Union Gap Police Department announced the retirement of their chief. Gregory Cobb has served the community for 27 years, but his service is actually not over. He will become the new city manager. There will be a celebration honoring Cobb next Wednesday from 1 until 3 in the City Hall Council chambers. The government's May jobs report points to a steady but slowing labor market.
Yeah, Karen Kafa breaks down what the numbers mean for new grads, summer hires, and other job seekers.
The White House pleased with the government's May jobs report.
What I can tell you is that today's jobs report show that the economy is strong.
The Labor Department said U.S. employers added 139,000 jobs during May, slightly more than economists expected, but fewer than in April. Unemployment stayed steady at 4.2%. But some economists see slowdown signs, and one says job seekers may feel the numbers don't match their reality.
I think that the headline numbers aren't necessarily representing the lived experiences of the people in the economy right now.
Healthcare and leisure and hospitality led sectors adding jobs in May. Federal government jobs continued to decline. And amid the White House back and forth on tariffs, retail and manufacturing hiring dropped. So did temporary hiring. Bad news for summer job seekers. And according to Indeed Hiring Lab economist Corey Staley, a potential labor market bellwether.
It tells us about kind of the short-term hiring plans, tells us about how employers are feeling about bringing new people onto payroll. So oftentimes when we see that start to drop, that can be kind of a caution sign.
The report also highlighting a daunting landscape for new grads. March and April gains were revised down by a combined 95,000 jobs. And as companies slow hiring, current workers are staying put.
It's a pretty good time to have a job. Layoffs are low. Not as good of a time if you don't have a job.
Meanwhile, the labor market's resilience against White House trade policy tumult is likely to bolster the Federal Reserve's wait-and-see approach to potential interest rate cuts. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Hayden Nix.
Well, we do have a first alert weather day or days. If you take a look at the wind, Sunday through Tuesday, we've got some big heat coming our way all thanks to a ridge of high pressure that's going to settle in, and it's going to cause high temperatures to run about 15 to 20 degrees above normal for this time of the year. Let's take a look at this a bit more in depth, shall we? Because of the high temperatures, we do have a heat advisory that is now in effect from 11 a.m. on Sunday all the way through Tuesday evening for all areas that you see highlighted in that light orange color. And most of it rides along the corridors, of course, in the Valley region there, I-84 from Portland back eastward towards Hermiston and Pendleton, Tri-Cities, Walla Walla, Dayton, Hanford, Prosser, Yakima, Ellensburg, just to name a few locations there. So what's causing all this? Well, we've got a big ridge of high pressure parked out over the Pacific at this time, but it is going to be cruising eastward, and with it, this big dome of high pressure is going to park over the Pacific Northwest over the next few days. But here's the good thing. As we head towards Monday into Tuesday, the ridge begins to break down a little bit as it shifts eastward, and as we get to Wednesday and Thursday, it will eventually push far enough eastward. You'll see that little bit of a dip of the jet stream there just to the south of the Tri-Cities on the map. That is going to be our transition back to near normal values for this time of the year. So how warm could we be getting? Well, here's the thing. Forecast high on this map here, this is for Sunday, versus the daily record temperature for that day. You can see we had a very hot day in 2015 across the valley, and we'll have high temperatures skirting close to the record highs but staying just below it on Sunday. But take a look at Monday. This is going to be the day that we see the hottest temperatures, and back in 2015 we did have that heat wave that bumped these records up in that year there, but we could see 2025 replacing 2015 with high temperatures expected to reach the triple digits, which would surpass daily record highs set on Monday back in 2015 to be broken, with 2025 replacing them. Tuesday, only a few locations you see there possibly breaking that record high temperature that's highlighted in red. Tri-Cities forecast of 101 on Tuesday. Daily record last was 96 degrees in 2015 on Tuesday. So with that being said, please make sure to urge caution this weekend. We've got a lot of outdoor activities, and don't say I need to cancel plans. Just make sure that you're prepared for them. If you need to take the pets out, make sure to avoid that hot pavement. Get out there early or late. Make sure to drink plenty of water. Keep the fluids in. Find shade if you've got to work outside, and take plenty of breaks. And of course, check on those folks who do not do well in the heat here. So that's just to keep in mind over the next few days. Back to the forecast though for current conditions. We're holding in the low 90s for most locations right now. We do see temperatures trying to cool down in the higher elevations. Ellensburg already dropped to 85 currently. We've got 77 in Cabbage Hill, 76 in Battle Mountain, but 92 degrees in the Tri-Cities. But we'll drop to 61 tonight. We'll go with 61 in Hermiston, 62 in Hanford, 57 in Ellensburg, 61 in Walla Walla. Now your Tri-Cities planner shows those alert days for Sunday through Tuesday. Congrats to the grads tomorrow, 93 degrees. I hope we have some indoor plans with these warm temperatures for some locations. Thankfully, we'll keep the hotter weather at bay as we head towards Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, though. Those triple-digit readings will come about. But look what happens Thursday and Friday. Mid-80s to upper 70s do indeed return, and that's where we should be for this time of the year. We're going to go 98 Sunday, 102 Monday for Yakima, 99 on Tuesday. Ellensburg, not quite as hot as other areas, but we'll go with 98 being the warmest reading over the next 7 days, with 75 Thursday, 72 on Friday, and Walla Walla looking at triple-digit readings Monday, possibly even again on Tuesday.
And we'll be right back.